I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy Segment Show. Also, today in this segment, I'm at the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri. The Missouri State Fairgrounds is located on 2503 West 16th Street in Sedalia, Missouri. Also, the Missouri State Fairground is free to look around if you ever enter the gates, but during the state fair you have to pay admission to enter the fair. Also, the Missouri State Fairgrounds features a lot of buildings that are mostly open during the state fair and even has arenas for some shows, and also has some trains displayed as well. Also on 16th Street and South Limit Avenue, you'll also find a monument on the northeast corner of the grounds. Is the Trails End Monument with a steam locomotive, cattle car, water tower, and as well as the monument features portrait and sculptures of cattlemen dedicated to the days in the 1860s when Sedalia, Missouri was a shipping point for cattle driven from Texas. What you see right behind me is Frisco 4516. Frisco 4516 was built by Baldwin in 1943 and is the 597/32nd steam locomotive built by that factory, and is a 484 Northern type steam locomotive and is a 4500 class steam locomotive. Frisco 4516 was once intended for freight service on the Frisco Railroad, which is short for St. Louis-San Francisco Railroad. Frisco 4516 was one of the last 10 of the group delivered in 1943, numbered from 4515 to 4524, also as coal burners, and were built with trailing truck boosters that were soon retrofitted to the earlier engines. Then, in 1951, Frisco 4516 was retired when the Frisco completed the dieselization of its locomotive fleet. It placed several 4500s in storage at Fort Scott, Kansas, including 4516, which had made its last revenue run in 1951. Then the Fort Scott shopmen cleaned and painted Frisco 4516, which was turned over to the Missouri, Kansas, Texas to deliver to the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri in 1956. Also, Frisco 4516 was originally displayed with Frisco Caboose 734, then Missouri Pacific Caboose 12073 was put in this spot. Also, Frisco 4516 is one of 4 surviving Frisco 484s left in the world today, and 4516 can be found here at the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri, where it is today. What you see right behind me is Missouri Pacific 12073. Missouri Pacific 12073 was built by the Texas and Pacific shops in Marshall, Texas, and is a steel caboose and assigned Union Pacific Class CA-19 caboose. This caboose was originally used for the Texas and Pacific Railroad as Texas and Pacific, and the number was somewhere between 2501 and 2592. Also, this caboose was used on freight trains of the Texas and Pacific Railroad many years ago as the train crews office. Then between 1966 and 1971, the caboose was rebuilt by the Missouri Pacific shops in Sedalia, Missouri as Missouri Pacific 12073. Also, this caboose was then used on the Missouri Pacific Railroad and also was used as the train crew's office when being used on the Missouri Pacific Railroad. as well. Then later on, Missouri Pacific 12073 was retired and then came to be put on display at the Missouri State Fairgrounds and put behind Frisco steam locomotive 4516 and was the replacement for Frisco caboose 734 as well. What you see right behind me is Paris Lines and Mediterranean 59041. Paris Lines and Mediterranean 59041 was built by Chantiers de la Bouillerie in Lyons, France in 1880 and is a four-wheel boxcar, and this also known as the Mercy Train Gratitude boxcar and is one of 49 boxcars shipped from France to the United States of America. And also this boxcar is one of 49 given to USA from France as a gift of thank you to goodwill of the American public and wing World War II. Americans donated goods and materials to fill 250 railroad cars, which were then delivered to war. There may be a lot of Mercy boxcars still out scattered in the USA, wherever they're located in states that may still be around. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, that one is currently missing. Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, and that one is currently missing. Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, which is this one right here, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington State, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And those are the 45 that are still around, and 2 of them are missing somewhere, like I've mentioned. Also, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Nebraska, and New Jersey's boxcars got destroyed by fire or have been scrapped by mistake. Also, 45 are preserved in the USA and 4 are gone. And this one is right here in Sedalia, Missouri. Okay, you can see right there, that is the water tower of the Trails End Monument. And also, the water tower is called because it was established in 1860, Trails End, Sedalia. And also, like this, see this thing right here? Shows you what it's like in the old days, Sedalia. What you see right behind me is Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron 91. Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron 91 was built by Henry Kirk Porter in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1925 and is currently built to look like a 440 American type steam locomotive. This locomotive was built for some railroad a long time ago and then sold to the Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron Company as Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron Company 91 in Locust Summit, Pennsylvania. Then the name got changed in 1955 to Philadelphia and Reading Corporation. Then the corporation was bought and changed to Reading Anthracite in Winnipeg, New Jersey. Then in 1947 was moved to Newfoundland, New Jersey. Then in 1982 it was sold to Anthony Citro. Then in 1986 was sold somewhere else. Also, the locomotive was also retired by then. Also, the locomotive, however, was built as an 040T tank engine.
and then was converted to being an 042 after it was taken out of service. Then later on was later for Kennellawn, New Jersey in 2004. And in August that year it was sold to a private resident. Then the locomotive went to be part of the Trails and Monument, but first it was taken to a shop to get some touch-up work to look like an 1865 era steam locomotive, like the cab, smokestack, headlight, cowcatcher, and had to be made in the locomotive had to be made into a 440 American type. Started in 2013. Also, the tender was built using the trucks and other parts from Denver and Rio Grande High Side Gondola 9333. Also, the gondola I'm talking about is part of a private collection in Alva, Oklahoma. And the wheels were put on the monument tracks, and then the locomotive's boiler, and then the tender was made from scratch. And the initials on the tender stand for Pacific Railroad, as the locomotive's known as Pacific Railroad 91. Also, this locomotive is preserved here today for display and all to see and enjoy it. Trails and Monument as well.
What you see right behind me is Union Pacific 701.
Union Pacific 701 was built by American Car and Foundry Company in St. Louis, Missouri in 1904 and is a cattle car. Union Pacific 701 was originally built for the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad as Denver and Rio Grande 5770. This cattle car was once used on the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad, hauling animals inside in the past many years ago, and was painted black. Then Denver and Rio Grande 5770 was retired and came to live part of a private collection in Alva, Oklahoma. Then later, the cattle car was repainted and worked on a little and painted in a Union Pacific yellow and renumbered as Union Pacific 701 and put on the top of the Trails and Monument in Sedalia, Missouri, as well as to be seen on display where it is.
What you see right behind me is Pacific Railroad 11.
Pacific Railroad 11 was built by Drover's Car Company and is a wooden caboose. This car was originally a Norfolk and Western caboose and was a standard gauge caboose and was used on freight trains on the Norfolk and Western Railroad as the train crew's office. Then later, the caboose was retired, and then later on in 2013 it was made into an off-center caboose with side doors and repainted and renumbered as Pacific Railroad 11 and put behind the train set on the monument of Trails End and displayed where it is today.